Hello, good morning, everybody. Yes, good morning. It's live again. Auntie Bole, wish you good morning and a beautiful Saturday. Yeah, it's another Saturday, time's really fast, Every Saturday when I end the session, of course, I will solve for my guests, every time, early. Okay. So whoever that comes in, I say, good morning, yeah, Li Hua, thank you, Li Hua. I'm going to ask you, why Li Hua you haven't come in? Yeah. So it's again, good morning to everybody, today is the 50th, 50 times that I have been inviting and talking to guests. Thank you, Pauline. So I suppose now it's already MCO, it's a pandemic time, we can't go anywhere. I suppose more of the friends can come in. Coming to support Auntie Bole, and at the same time we support J. Adli Yahya. It's a man that I admire. You know why? Because I saw him. Actually, I don't know him, but I saw him. Chinese news. Then broadcasting and then talking about this guy. He's such a very inspirational. I say, yeah, they are father, they are mother. But what I can see in him is that he really, as for my poster, he given up his job, very high paid job. But he willing to go with his son. I say, go at his pace. This is what he always say. Yeah. So without a further delay, I would like to invite my guest. Mohd Adli. Yahya. He's the founder of the Autism Cafe Project. Cafe, but it's a very interesting cafe where when you talk to him later, you will understand he's such an amazing man. To me, I see him as that. Yeah. So now I shall welcome Mohd Adli to be with me. Yes. Hello.
Hello, Auntie Bole.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah.
Morning. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you? I know you have been very, very busy, like especially during this time is a Apostle month. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm sorry that I have to catch you this time.
No worries. I mean, I think the COVID thing, forced us to slow down a bit, So yeah, normally at this hour I'll be ready at the cafe now, but now I can afford to, lay down a bit, slow a bit, So I'm okay, not to worry.
Yeah, they're very, very good. It's nice to hear that. In Adli, just call it Adli. So
Adli will do.
yeah, okay. So you see, I told them, actually I got the news about you, is from our Chinese, TV8 or something, the new broadcast.
Yes.
So I went to the Facebook and look for you. That's the thing, how it comes up. And then from there are many reporting actually, from Aswani, Astro, Stars, about you. So I feel that this is something that good thing we must share lah. I mean, something good we must share to the public. Why not? I mean, something good that's how I come to get. Yeah. So okay, Adli, as what you say, from also we know that you actually have given up your job, quite a high paid job in the corporate, right, in the financing side. So then you actually wanted to spend, guiding your son who is actually autistic, right? Yeah. So would you like to, because this thing struck us is that you have this Autism Cafe Project, right?
Yes.
Would you like to tell us actually what made you actually to start this kind of project? Yeah, it's not an easy one. Yeah.
Well, my journey with my son is not a pleasant journey, so to speak.
Yes.
It was a very difficult journey, but I thank God we passed through that difficult journey, and now we're good. We're good. We're comfortable with each other. We accept each other's fault and stuff. So we're good. Now, why I started this project? Well, obviously it is because of my son. He's 22 now, and he's autistic. And when you talk about autism, it's a spectrum. Where some are so lucky to have so-called gifted, with extraordinary ability, like you can play piano, you can remember figures, you can do maths, you can do painting and stuff, And some of them are quite severe, which meaning, there are some cases of high tantrum, high meltdown possibility there. And my son is neither there nor here. He's somewhere in the midpoint. I would term it to my my understanding. It's a midterm, and he has limitation in his intellectual ability, as well as he is unable to understand concept, like bracelet. He doesn't understand those days, he doesn't understand concept, And my worries is this, as much as I can, I wanted him to lead a full life, like living like us, we go to work, pergi kerja, pergi jumpa kawan, walking to the street and taking a bus, taking LRT and stuff, I want him to feel that kind of life, if any possibility. If it is not 100%, maybe 50%, maybe 70%, but to the best of his ability. Now, my worries is this: if I'm around, I can take care of him. I can guide him here and there. I can make him happy and stuff. But one fine day, one unexpected day, I'll surely will pass away to the next life, and we don't know when it is. I got to be ready. I got to be ready for him that eventually I'm not around. He able to lead his future as I planned. I want him to feel life to the fullest. So that's why I started this project. In the beginning, there was 3 options that I laid out to him, knowing the fact that nobody will employ him. Nobody. It's a sad fact, but nobody. We have even a case of an individual who has a degree in accountancy, but having so much difficulty landing a job for him. Because the public perception is, when you have a characteristic of autism, you either be extraordinary ability, you have extraordinary ability, or you have a severe case. So the perception of public is there. So when an employer thought, hey, autistic people must have this tantrum, must have this uncontrollable tantrums and meltdown, so they won't employ it. So what more can I say to my son? He is a minimum risk person, I would term it. But having said that, with his limited ability, I can assure you nobody will employ him. It's difficult to accept that, but I must accept the reality is that. So that's why I set it up, this Autism Cafe Project, purely for him. But I found out in a way that there's so many of them out there who are in a similar situation as I am, in a similar situation as Luqman. So rather than being selfish of putting up a project solely for him, we open up to everyone. But then again, our project is not big. It's not big. It's just a small outlet which can fit in about 7 maximum. And I found out that there's a huge demand for our kind of outfit. People, there's so many out there, as I said, in the same situation as I am, but there's no avenue for them to further career their son or their daughters. Your school is aplenty. You can go private school, you can go public school. But what's next after school? That is a question that seriously need to be addressed. And that's why we're addressing this project seriously.
Yeah. As you see, you started this cafe actually also not long, about 1 or 2 years ago, something like that?
No. We started this in 2017, January 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Quite some time. When we set up this project, I purposely didn't set up this project as an NGO, knowing that the culture of an NGO, normally you wait for donation, you wait for somebody, for grant or from government and stuff, I don't want to be that kind of culture, I don't want, waiting for people to help us. I want the project, the people with me to experience the hardship. So because the hardship actually builds you up as a person, as an organization, when you have something easy on your plate, when you have, and future you came across an issue, a problem, whatnot, you tend to not able to be creative, you tend not able to be resourceful, you know, so because the culture is depending on somebody else. So we set it up as a business unit, but we are as a social enterprise basically, and we are registered with 𝗕magic. 𝗕magic is the only organization in Malaysia that certified a social enterprise. So if people want to say something bad about us, you know, make something about me making money on my own, me making it on my own profit and all, well, we have certification to prove that we are working for a cause. So I'm putting that in proper perspective, hoping that it could minimize the criticism, the feedback, the negative feedback later on, which is very true. You know, social media can be wonderful, and social media can be very frightful. You know, so we have that in back of our mind. We must get this correct, and we must be proactive. You know, so here we are, 4 years, and you know, it's not easy.
Yeah,
but we have managed to the point that we have now our own cafe, which we call our own home now.
Yeah, I think you were mentioning that just now. You know, this actually also an NGO sort of. You actually employing some kids. I mean, they are maybe adults in your cafe, right? They are the helper as well, right? So you know, we do understand as well. You say the spectrum are different, right? So some you employ those workers, they are this autism, they also have different spectrum. But you know, when you employ them as a sort of workers or whatever, you come in opportunity for them to mix with the customer and all that. So you have to tell this kind of challenge. Actually, we know it's not easy because you need to train them, and we like to tell us the challenges that you face. You know, when training them to be, you know, able to liaise with customer, and how are the customers respond towards them. You know, this kind of thing. We just want to know. Yeah.
All right. I'll give you from two perspectives. One from the cafe perspective. One is from the client's perspective. From the perspective of us, you know, if you're talking about challenge, challenges for that matter, you know, you see, it's not much of a challenge because once you accept them as they are, it is not a challenge in a way, you know, because you accept them within, you know, if we were to employ them and we don't accept them as they are, our expectation is very high. You know, when you do this, you must perform. But when you manage your expectation, when you accept them as they are, it is not a challenge, is it? It's kind of fun working with them. You know, when you knew that they are, you know, they are only able to do simple stuff like mopping the floor, sweep the floor, wipe the table, you know, clean the door, clean the glasses. That is, you knew this boy within that ability. So we give them something that he can work within his ability. You don't give something that he needs to work like in the kitchen, you know, potong bawang, you know, kacau benda panas. You don't do that. You focus on his ability. So once you focus on his ability, he tends to perform. And when you have a zero expectation, you manage your expectation. You knew as a normal situation, you expect this high, but with them, you need to lower your expectation. So two things important here. One is to accept them as they are. And the second one is to manage your expectation. So when you have these two, I wouldn't say it's a challenge in a way, you know, but it's more like getting used to that kind of behavior so they can perform. As simple as that, you know. The same thing as us. If we were to ask to do something that within our ability, something that we like, I'm sure we can perform. In fact, we can perform excellently. But if we were given something, we were given a task that to our dislike, you know, if you don't like maths, I give you a question that you have to solve mathematically. I'm sure you won't perform as excellent as maybe you like painting and I ask you to paint. That is two different scenarios. So with them, I would say, yeah, there is a challenge, but if you mitigate it as based on the two factors, it won't be a challenge. It's kind of fun working with them. You know, I'm happiest working with them now. You know, as compared to while I was working in the corporate sector those days. You know, it's entirely different satisfaction. You know, those days you earn 6 months bonus, a year bonus. It's nice. But this is entirely a different feeling when you are able to help them and you are able to reap the fruit of your hard work. You know, you can see them, you know, basically you change their lives, you change their future, you make them a better person. That is something much more rewarding in life rather than the dollar and cents, you know. And on another perspective is from the client's perspective. Yeah. I think majority of our customer, they knew what we're doing and they're very supportive. You know, in fact, that if it is, you know, the standard format would be 5 or 10 minutes delivery for the food to be delivered to the customer. If we're a bit late, 15 minutes, they're willing to wait because they knew what they are dealing with. You know, you're dealing with someone who maybe slow, maybe intellectually challenged, you know, so you can't expect the same service as the typical normal kids, you know. And for those who are unaware of what autism is all about, I think when they arrive at the cafe, you can see their expression, you know. So what we did was we quickly addressed that. We explained a bit what we're doing, and you got to do that to manage your expectation. You know, because if the expectation is, you know, 5 minutes order, you must deliver the food, you know. So we told them that, you know, and they understand that what we're dealing with. So, and they were very, very supportive so far. I'm glad.
Yeah, agree. You know, there's my friend here say corporate stress. That's what you say. You have it that kind of versus follow your passion. So this one you see, when you follow, there's a different kind of feelings that you have. Yeah, my friends. Thank you all my friends for watching. Come share this page. Yes, yeah.
I want to share a good feeling that I had when we set up this project. You know, we set up this about 4 years ago, and I always give this example. There's one boy by the name of 𝗕cie. I think now probably he's 25 now. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
And the first time that he came to our cafe, he's able to speak, you know, but he doesn't want to. He's able to socialize, but he doesn't want to, you know, and he's not comfortable with many people around him, you know. And after I think about 6 months or so, you know, he came to me and asked me, "Uncle, I wanted to apply for a job outside of the cafe. Can I?" I said, "By all means." I was so happy. That he asked that, you know, showing that he's now more confident than he was before. And he came to me. So the fact that he asked to apply, he wanted to work outside, that shows the level of confidence he had now, you know. So I was so happy. I said, "Oh, please go ahead, you know." If I were to be selfish, I would have said, "No, work over here. It's a cruel world out there. You know, it's not for, the project is not for me. It's for them. You know, you got to understand that. It's for them, you know." So I let him be. And then I went to, apparently he worked at Tesco. One fine day, I went with my son, Luqman, to Tesco. And somebody tapped me from behind, you know, and I turned around, it was him. And you know what? What he said? "Uncle, how are you? I am working here. Well, how are you?" You know, he speaks like us, you know. It's like a total 100%, 180 degrees change, you know. And I was so happy that he's displaying that kind of behavior. And, you know, the thought of, I managed to change somebody else's life, you know. You have managed to change.
Yeah. Thank you to Uncle Adli for providing the platform for them, actually. Yeah. It's a platform for them to be, that's awesome, you know, actually. Yeah. So
it's for them.
Yeah, it's actually, because we may not see at the beginning, but when you see this, when you say, it's really, I mean, the feeling very overwhelming.
Betul. The feeling is like
macam nak nangis. I feel so overwhelming by all
betul,
this.
betul, betul, And an autistic person, the one that working in our cafe, they are honest as they can be. They don't lie, they don't cheat, they don't know how to get frustrated, They are very, very honest, So I had this boy by the name of 𝗕𝗵𝗆 who came over to our cafe. He's working now today. I was standing by the side of our cafe and he came to me and he said, Encik Adli, saya gembira lah kerja dekat sini. It's a very heartwarming feeling when these people say that to you. So I'm happy the way I think that I think to the point that somehow or other, I think if I coin it nicely, somehow or other, I think we have successfully made them happy. That's what life is all about. You got to enjoy life and then you'll be happy.
Awesome. Yeah, Adli, is Luqman with you? Maybe is he there with you? Is it convenient to get him?
Okay. Hang on, give me a second. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. Bye. Okay.
Is it okay to be? I can't.
No, it's okay.
I can't see him. We can't see him. Or maybe he has his. Hello, Luqman. Morning.
Say hi.
Hello.
Selamat pagi. Morning.
Pagi.
Look. Morning.
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 Yeah.
He is non-verbal, but he understands your instruction. That's where we're focusing on the cafe now. We don't really take the one who has high intelligence, so-called, because I felt that they have opportunity out there, a bigger opportunity than the rest. So what we did was majority of them like Luqman. He is the one who if you can follow our instruction, that is good enough. That's where the majority of our boys is. He's going down to the cafe with his mother now, so I'm going to let him be. All right, bye. Bye. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Actually, this means I want to see. Actually, to show us that now Luqman likes to do the bracelet, as you say. Yeah. He do a lot of bracelet, and then I saw from your Facebook as well. You see, you're still other than business, you do a lot of activities with the children. I mean, we are considering them as our kids lah. They are young, kan?
Right.
These kids, you have time Zumba. They have Zumba.
Yes, we do.
Then they have this drum circle, which we do down here as well. We still.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we hike out or we after hard. There was once.
Right.
Yeah, we have this drum circle, and I feel that it's very therapeutic as well. When we have drum circle.
Yeah.
So as a father, as you say, sometimes his spectrum is different. So as a father, you see, how can you tell us, the quality time that you have with him? What you as a father, what are the things that you do with him? Quality time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we as I said, I want him to lead his life to the fullest as he can. So what we did was we spent a lot of time together. We went for a jog. We went for brisk walking. And I think before Puasa that day, we went for the dancing class. I want him to feel live. I want him to feel live. You're talking about me as a 57 years old man dancing. The body is stiff already. The body is stiff already. But when I brought him over there and we start dancing with each other, we enjoy the time that we have together, and he loves it. He doesn't have that opportunity. He can't explain to me that he loves dancing, he loves music, but it is my responsibility to open up possible likings that he likes to be able to physicalize it. So I brought him to the dance class. I brought him to make bracelet, painting. I brought him to the drum circle, all kinds of stuff. In fact, we went once a month before the COVID thingy came in, we brought them all together for a picnic, The thing is, as I said, they need to enjoy life, They need to live their life to the fullest. In fact, for Luqman, when those days when our cafe was in Puchong, we actually rode LRT, we walk, we took a bus, we took another bus, But that is life. And when you do that, it's benefit to him because you don't get anything when you drive. When you drive and he sits next to you and he got nothing. But when he rides an LRT, when he rides an LRT, he knew where to take the escalator, where to get the tickets, where to swipe the ticket, where to wait the ticket, So ended up, he loves it. You can see he's smiling when he's in the train, he's smiling, and, the benefit of it, he knows how to handle himself at the station, as opposed to riding my own car, But then riding a car will take us about 15 minutes. But taking a bus, LRT and all, it takes us an hour or so. But I need him to go through that. It's a waste for me to drive to get him to sit next to me, and I started driving him because he couldn't get anything out of it. But when he did all those LRT buses and all, he's experiencing life. That's what I want, And the plus point, now he know what to do.
Awesome. You see, my friend Jennifer, they say they are differently able, right? Amazing. You gave them the space to explore and discover. So you give them.
Yeah. The thing is, Auntie boleh. I call you Auntie boleh. Okay, the thing is this. They can do something. They can do something with their life. Like Luqman, he can make 1,000 bracelets if he wants, if we ask him to do. But what's the point of bracelet lying on the table and it's not moving? You got to open up opportunity for that. You knew my son can, we have kids who can cook, who can, clean the floor, mop the floor and all. But the ability will live as it is unless you open up doors for them. They can't. Can they set up a cafe on their own? They can't, but we can. So when we do that, we are opening up opportunity for them. As I always say that the one that holds the key to their future is not the teacher, it's not their shadow, it's not the government, it's not the school, but it's the parents. You are the one who's responsible for his future. Other normal kids, they can take care of them. They can take care of themselves. But this kind of special needs kids or youth, we got to take proactive measure. We got to open up doors of opportunity for them. Nobody will accept us.
Yeah. That's why this is what we say, that the public can. How can the public help or be aware of autistic people? How can the public in this way, as you just now you were mentioning some points, right? Giving them opportunity. So can you maybe just elaborate very small, very little that how can the public help or be aware of the autistic people? Yeah.
How can they help and how can they be aware? How can they help them? One, to those who's listening to this conversation that I'm having with Auntie boleh here, I would say understand them. When you are an employer, when you let's say when you work with a big company under HR, the government regulation is the workforce has to be from OKU side of 1%. 1% of the workforce, total workforce, must come from OKU. Doesn't mean it has to be autism. It could be deaf or mute or whatever it is, But I would say if you want to hire autism youth, understand them first, because if you understand them, it will be beneficial to both sides, I give you an example. If the person if you need to understand them first. For example, if you were to hire a person with autism characteristic, and he is very honest, I'll give you a good example. And he's very honest. He doesn't lie. And when he sees something, he will say something as it is. He won't lie. He won't say if the wall is dirty, he won't say he keep quiet. He will tell the wall is dirty, direct to the point, But when you employ them, you need to understand them. this characteristic of person, you got to understand them first. If you understand them that they are honest, why don't you, if there's any possibility for you to put them in a section where you could benefit the best of his characteristic? He's honest. So why don't you put him somewhere in, say, in QC side, quality control?
Yeah.
Because they won't lie. They won't lie. If it is something is wrong, they will tell, they will reject. But if you don't understand them, you just employ them for the sake of window dressing, for that matter, yeah? And you place him over at the customer service. Imagine this. This customer comes in and the customer said, how is this jam taste like? Is it good? He will ask you. And by any chance that he had already tasted that jam, it's not nice, he will tell directly to the customer, don't buy, this is not nice. You see, they're not lying. They are honest. But if this happens, and the news got to the employer, I mean, seriously, he will be fired. So don't employ them just because of, you want to please the public. You have to understand them here, understand them and place them at the right place. When you do that, it could open up a whole new world for you as well as him, And for the public, I would say this, understand us, the parents, understand them as individual. Sometimes, you saw kids who has meltdown in the public, and or he's making tantrums, or, some strange behavior that the public, it wasn't to the norm, Please don't look at us as the parent. We are bad parents. We are not. You don't know what we went through. It's difficult as it is. You don't know what we went through, And to them, please understand them. They don't want meltdown. They don't want strange behavior. It's just, they got it. So we need to understand them. They're not spoiled. They are not bad. It's how they are when they have meltdown. Because I would think this is because of frustration. They can't vocalize their happiness. They can't vocalize their uneasiness. So the best outlet is to have tantrums. I would believe that, So understand us as the parent as well as understand them as individuals.
Yeah. Adli, this is what we say that from your view just now you were saying is to understand them and to as well as to understand the parents, as well to be empathized in many ways. Sometimes we need to empathize, right?
Yes.
So okay, maybe last but not least, so as a parent now, as a father, okay, how can we say that question like how can parents or relatives to cope and to expect from them? How can we expect from them, as a father relative, that those are autism kids, right? How can we expect from them, and what can we expect from them? Maybe for short, yeah.
I would say this: I don't expect anything out of them, But as I said, I manage their my expectation, But I would say this to people out there, to the parents. They have ability, but probably that is not extraordinary ability. That is normal ability. But normal ability, you can exploit it to the fullest. The parents need to be creative in moving forward with their future. As I said, a simple example is this: Luqman loves things that is repetitious, so we get him to do bracelet, which is repetitious thing. Simple, right. But you need to be creative, and once you need to be creative, once you get that flow, it could actually be a future for them.
So it's just to say that Adli, as a autism parents has to actually need to be a little bit more extra effort that you have to give in.
Oh yeah. And patience as well.
Patience. Okay, so the effort and the patience, that's very much that needed to work with them, as what you say.
Right,
you have to show them repeatedly, right? Every time now
and
then things repeated, then they will remember, and this kind of thing, right?
Right.
It's very
and to the parents, I would advise this. To the parents, I would advise this: don't put your expectation too high. manage your expectation. You got to manage your expectation, because if you put your expectation too high, it will result in frustration. If he couldn't perform, you get frustrated. But if you manage your expectation, lower it down to their ability, it'll be much easier for both sides.
Yeah. Thank you, Adli, for sharing. Though it's short, but it's short and sweet. That you can tell us so much about as a parent, as a father. I can see what kind of effort that you have put in. Yeah, there are many awesome parents around, but things that we can't see. But from here, I see that even though you have provided for Luqman, as well as you have provided some working opportunity for other kids, and as well you say the Hankit, is it the Chinese boy, and he able to walk out.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. That is so so touching. So
Right.
I'm happy that you are providing, and you're doing this social, social for the discount NGO for this kind of.
This is not for money. This is not for money. This is for a
money,
cause.
you will stay back and see your corporate high paid job, right? That's satisfaction that you have as a father, that you have come this far.
I'm glad. I think I've made the right choice to cross over from corporate life to what I'm doing now. I have not a sense of regret at all. I'm happy. I think I'm the happiest now in my life. I'm contented with what I'm doing now.
Yeah. So thank you very much today for.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, Adli sharing so that we can understand more, because it's let's all be empathize and be more patient. We manage, don't expect too high from them. Yes.
Right.
Thank you again for sharing.
You're most welcome. Don't forget to come over at our cafe after the MCO. It's at Diamond Mall, lower ground.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what we can go to their page, Autism Cafe Project, and see what they have been doing. Now in the Hari Raya, I mean, Puasa, they also provide food, right?
For orphanage, if anyone wants to sponsor food for orphanage during Ramadan or for Raya, please get in touch with us. They deserve a life.
Yeah, it's awesome. You see, you are still so busy and you're still doing things for the public. Yeah, it's awesome. So, and again, I have to say bye to you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, you see, it's always awesome to have many awesome people around us if we really want to go and look for them. Yes, tell Auntie Boleh, there are many awesome people that we need to, this kind of coming to share with people what they are doing. Actually, it's also another way of encouraging them that, sometimes they need moral support in a way. Yeah, I feel that this is a moral support that we can give to people, by sharing. I think they also want to tell people it's not easy, but they are willing to, this kind of thing. So emotional support, even friends, we are normal friends, also we need support. They need even more, right? So those who's in KL, as well, he says, Subang, let's support Auntie Adli. Okay. So also Auntie Boleh also come to also already 37. And tomorrow is Mother's Day. Yeah. So I wish all the mothers, okay, happy Mother's Day, and we must know how to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of other people as well. Okay, so this is the time I like to say bye to all of you. Okay, thank you to all my friends who are with me today. BCSG, Doris, Danny, Lee Jin, Senghua, Jennifer, Pauline, Kichi, so many wonderful, Mei Ching, Judy, Jazz, Margaret, Lee Jin, all these are Jennifer. Thank you, MK, thank you. So again, bye lah, huh? So Auntie Boleh loves to share. You help me to share. Please share my page, Auntie Boleh. This video, please share to your friend. Okay? Bye-bye. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.